everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today's outfit may have been a bit much, but I'm doing the final challenge for Spooktober, and the final video challenge is to tell a ghost story, so I figured I would dress the part. I said for this challenge you could tell your own personal ghost story, or a story that you heard from someone else, or you could just read a ghost story, but I decided to tell you one of my own personal ghost stories. I have quite a few of these, and usually I'd say ghost story like that because I don't know for sure that I believe in ghosts. I'm open to the possibility that they do exist. I just don't know for sure. It could be a ghost, it could be an angel, which I do believe in, or it could just be a big old coincidence. So I decided to tell you one of my own stories, and I decided to tell you this one because it's probably my shortest story, and I figured this video probably shouldn't be too long, and all of my other ones are pretty long and require a lot of like backstory or detail to them. So that is why I decided to tell you this story in particular. It is my shortest story, which also means it's not the most exciting story, but it was still a little spooky, a little odd, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. So let's just jump into it. Now, I'm pretty bad when it comes to remembering times that things happened, so I want to say this story took place about 2 to 3 years ago, and it starts with me in the shower, which is probably one of the most unfortunate places to encounter a ghost when you're completely naked and could possibly slip and hit your head on the faucet, but alas, that was what I was doing. So I was just taking a shower, as you do, when all of a sudden I heard on the bathroom door. So naturally I thought it was my mother, because who else would it be? So I said, "What?" And I got no response to that, which I didn't think anything of, because my mother, this is not unusual, we joke about it all the time, she's kind of like Dory, she's got a pretty short-term memory, so if she thinks of something she has to tell me, she needs to tell me in that moment, even if I'm in the shower. But I thought maybe she had decided that it wasn't that important and she could wait until I got out of the shower, and so she just decided to not say anything. So I proceed with my shower, as usual. I finish, I get out of the shower, I'm like brushing my hair. At this point, I've completely forgotten about the whole encounter because it wasn't that weird to me at the time. So around this time, I used to always have my mom braid my hair after I got out of the shower before I went to bed, because this also takes place at night. I probably should have mentioned that first. So I used to have her French braid my hair because still to this day, I don't know how to French braid. Dutch braid, I can kind of do. French braid, no idea. So I was sitting on my mom's bed and she was French braiding my hair, and her bedroom is directly next to the bathroom, so she could basically hear everything that goes on in there. So all of a sudden she kind of remembered and she went, "Oh, why did you say what when you were in the shower?" And then I remembered and I was like, "Oh, because you knocked on the door." To which she said, "I didn't knock on the door." And I was like, yeah, you did." And she said, "No, I didn't." And I was like, "Well, somebody knocked on the door." And something to know about my mother, especially at this time, is that she really does not like to mess with anything having to do with ghosts or demons or any of that jazz. So I would joke all the time, like anytime something weird happens, I'd always be like, "Oh, it's a ghost," and she'd be like, "No, don't mess with that." So I think when I said, "Well, somebody knocked on the door," she thought that, well, I guess I was also kind of implying that it was like something paranormal, and so I distinctly remember her saying, like very sternly, "Nobody knocked on the door." And my mother's also not the kind of person, especially at the time, to do something like knock on the door and then pretend that it wasn't her, because like I said, she doesn't like to mess with that stuff or imply that kind of stuff. So if it wasn't my mother and there's no one else in the house to knock on the door, then I don't know who that was. Like I said at the beginning, it could have just been a coincidence. Maybe it was my guardian angel telling me to hurry up, or maybe it was a ghost who needed to use the bathroom. But either way, that is my ghost story. So yeah, like I said, this isn't my most exciting story ever, but it was a pretty spooky thing that happened. I do have at least 2 other ghost stories that are a lot longer, and one of them I actually have video footage to go along with it. So if you would like to hear any of those other stories, leave me a comment down below and I'd be happy to make videos about them, because I love anything having to do with this stuff, even if I don't know for sure that it is a spirit. So yeah, that is my ghost story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!